Hello and welcome. Yes, now then, I am going to set going the big roller because I've just noticed it's, mind you have to roll it after you do your planting, don't you? Then you waste your time. It says needs rolling now, but it will say needs rolling still. I remember it caught me out a few times. I just always used to go on the field info. It says it needs rolling. It does, but if you plant, it still expects you to roll. So you're best to wait till you've done your planting. That soil is quite remarkably soil-like to a degree. You can see it's a little bit not quite right, but it's not bad at all. Anyway, on the last field, the stone picker Sam is like doing field 4. We have this session. We've finished off everything. That stone picked, that stone picked, that stone picked, that stone picked, and everything's ploughed. If we just have a quick look at that. Needs liming, some of them I just noticed. So let's have a look. Yeah, field 8 needs liming. Oh, it's only field 8. And then I'd like to finish field 7 with a lime as well, because that also is, that was when my spreader wouldn't work properly, whereas now it will. So, but I mean, we've got the other one anyway, so I'm going to do it with that one. I'm not going to, going forwards, obviously I'm going to be using the fertilizer spreaders, and I'm going to use the seeder that we've made. I would like to make a planter. I mean, I have made a 6-meter one, but what I mean is I think I'd like to go for the 9-meter one. So nothing needs plowing because it has been ploughed. The stones, no, fertilised is gone. So we just got field 8 for that, and that finished off. Needs rolling. It's going to be everything, but we're going to like plant again. So the stones, yeah, are red stones. Well, that's going to fill that quite quickly. So we did all of that. Obviously, the cultivating finished because it's, yeah, because you like stone pick, it really does do a cracking job of a seed bed like area. So that's fantastic. It was literally all prep and all grabbing the straw off the last field and all doing the stone picking and all that type of stuff, getting the straw in. So it's not going to be a very long catch-up section, really, because that's it. Yeah, we got the harvester off the field, brought that back up. The header was already up. So animals, we've not fed them, the chickens, because actually they've still got plenty of food in. So yeah, they're all now adults. Oh no, they're not. 1 more month of puberty for that last little lot. Let's kind of a quick look for the last time, because there's not going to be any youngsters in a month or two. They're all going to be gone. So yeah, those little ones are soon going to be fully fledged big ones, the same as that was. Oh yeah, we need to get that done as well. So plenty of eggs. Yeah, the eggs didn't appear. They appeared at the beginning of the session and then didn't show on the thing later on. It said we've got 0 when I knew full well we'd actually definitely got at least 2 pallets. So plenty of eggs to put in, but we have got plenty in the cannery as well. We did have a look. We do need to top this up with what's left of the carrots and that. I think we'll only get 1 more month out of this lot before these 2 are full, are like completely gone. Tates, I think we've got a bit left. I think we've got some in that silo as well. If we look in storage, we've got 41 tons of carrots. Oh, I'm not sure if some of that's pig food's going up nicely. That's going to be work. We'll do that this session as well. So we've got carrots, noodle soup, pig food, potato soup, red beet soup, and triple soup a little bit. So not bad at all. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with our progress. So yeah, I think that is about it. All that remains to be said is I hope you enjoy the rest of the session. Right, oh, that's working its way off. Yeah, it's like rebelling against it's dropped off. Right, we have still got quite a bit of work to do. We've got the straw to grab off the bottom field, the stones to grab off this one. I've got my volume a little bit too loud this time. I'm trying to get it just right. It's normally on 16. It's weird, it's like all over the place. I came back into the game and it like destroyed the default sound device for some reason. Luckily I do check every single time because I've had that many like things go wrong over the years that I sort of like tried to just do a proper sound check. You've got to do it every single time. It just makes no sense not to. I've got the quantum down on the fields already, ready to do this. The plough is poised for when we've got this finished. So I'm going to go straight into a time lapse, and we're going to get this done as well. I think I'm going to stick this in the middle of the field, and we're obviously going to push this straight to the production silo that I call the distribution silo. Well, it is, I suppose. It's not really wrong, but it's, yeah, not really right either. Right, I'm going to say my words. I'm going to see you guys and gals on the other side. right, I think that's not a bad place to finish our work. Yeah, I don't mean the session's over. I just mean that is us finished. Obviously we can leave the stone picker and the plough trundling, although I do think it's going to probably take off the front end of the John Deere. That harvester is an absolute beast. It's certainly... let's just go back a little and get walloped. Let's just send you. Now the trouble is it's going to go all over the map. We found this before. It's yeah, let's just see if we can send it just to the top of the field, because I think it'll probably manage that. It's just after that it goes okay, Lou, let's just move that out of the way. We really are going to get walloped. Yeah, they don't like wandering over the map. We had difficulty with this before from this field, because they really want to go across there through the forest and then up again, but it is difficult. The paths in Risoux Forest are not the best because it's the forest, as you'd imagine in real life as well. Yeah, it's true. So we can follow me though. This is true. I've forgotten. Yeah, I've only used it. I think it was the first time I'd actually used it. This. Wow, that was quick. Fully extended. Right, let's get this going before we get walloped. And I think the John Deere probably will still get walloped. Ooh, so's the big blue. That's going to get walloped too. If we don't get a speed on. That's John Deere's really catching up. I think he's going to get a. Yeah, I think the big John Deere harvest is going to be in the way. It really is so different. I'm so used to seeing this without the trees on the editor, and I grabbed too many trees at once, literally destroyed swaths. It's nice to see the trees back though, it really is. I'm glad we're back on the proper map now, rather than not that there was much difference. JMGaming, when he does his maps, he does a cracking job. He has JMGaming's always been very good. Always had very good attention to detail, but he's still got better as I've found his maps. He still wants to do his monstrous hills, which I think are really, really very true to real life. But let's just grab the harvester before that gets walloped as well, if it's not too late. Oh no! Luckily it's. To be honest, it's a very unique mod. Nothing like it was done in FS25. Nothing. It's completely unique. Not like any other mod at all. And again, it's fantastic. So again, a lot of straw. I would imagine we've got a lot more straw now in storage than we did have. We had 1 million litres. Yeah, nearly another 200. I'd imagine, I'm sure we've got some more in storage than that. Production silo, we will have some in. Yeah, 157. We have got some in, and then of course we've got an awful lot of bales that we did to begin with. So that is all of our fields. The harvest done is just the finishing of the ploughing and the stone picking, which is not going to stop us going through the months. Now the yeah, that was dropped off. Of course it was. Yeah. I can probably sort of crack that away now without disturbing. Ooh. Yeah, one other thing about this is it's a bit prone. I think I've got my level wrong. I seem to have to reset my. It's like the wheel goes into the ground, but if you reset it, it's perfectly fine, which to me isn't quite good enough. It's sort of. I did sort of see this in editing. I must take a proper picture as well. It's not that colour even anymore. It was that colour. But if I go up to the top now, once you've reset it, now obviously this is only for me to be testing this. It's in no way, shape or form ready, not by a long shot, but it is usable. But it's still, I need to edit, it needs to be raised slightly. It was actually floating off the ground by about 4 foot. It was hilarious in my testing yesterday. So I've gone a little bit too far the other way now. It needs raising just a little tiny tad. But yeah, once you've reset it, it's absolutely fine. So it's a bit of a strange one. It's almost right, but it seems to sometimes. Yeah, I've got this right, and this is what the TPS didn't quite do right. For some reason, Cereba's is partially solid when you're travelling. Now that's a child collision. It's only solid when it's stationary. Well, it is when used like that. It's also usually the solidness of the trailer as well, which I need to do before I drop things on it. Otherwise, things are going to go through the metal like we saw the header. So yeah, it was a few little bits. I've just brought it in because I'd finished it this morning to the degree that it's stable. It rolls, the wheels turn. And the tension belts are almost right. They literally, most of them almost. It's quite difficult to do because you can't see that. You're just guessing by position and keep taking shots outside. You can see that some of them are going over. And some of them are like missing a little bit, yeah, and some of them are like not quite far this way. What I'll do is I'll take a picture later, and I have done it a few times. I've almost got it right, and then yeah, same on this side too. That one needs raising a little. That one too, yeah. It's nearly there. It's on that side. The thing is, sometimes you have to reset certain things like rotations and things in it, and then it totally scuppered the amount of times I've got these right, and not to this extent, and then I've had to change the rotation of the scale or something, and then it's knocked all these back off. I learned a little trick earlier that will stop me having to do it to everything. I sort of found a little trick to stop you needing to do it. So there's lots of little things you actually have to learn as a modder, and you do learn little bits. If you observe, the power of observation, you've got to try and observe. But it's weird. Although I've got the wheels right on this one, I've done all the same principles on my water tanker. I've got all of it exactly the same as Giants, and the wheels still don't turn. And I'm like, I don't get this, because the Abbey tanker, that it was the model that I originally based it on, it had got the trolley off the Abbey and the wheels were left exactly, they won't turn, and I'm like, well, what have I done? And I'm thinking, this is just another Giants thing where there's something you're not aware of. You've made a change and now it won't work. And I find that a lot when I do Giants, it's sometimes better. What I thought was, now just go back to scratch. Use this model and stick a tank on the top, shrink it so it's about right, stick a tank on, and then we know exactly what we're doing, and there's no hidden nasty surprises that Giants seem to do, that you can't know what's happened because you didn't know what order it was made in. And I thought, if you make it yourself, you know exactly what you did, and exactly, well, within reason, and exactly what needs doing. So fantastic. Right, so then we did check the sales. I can't remember what was in there. Yeah, I can now. 6.2 metre. Never, no, it's too small. It really is. Besides, yeah, we've got plenty of that kind of thing. We never did use the mowers. We've got 2 mowers. We never used the Pharisee. Nor did we. I've seen the sales so frequent with the Homer header. I've never owned a Homer yet. But its header's always in the sales. I probably have seen one at least once, but it doesn't appear very often. So hopefully we will actually get the roper itself. That'd be really nice, but we shall see. Yeah, what will be will be. Right, so it's July. We've done all the harvest. All of our fields are completely done, and it looks very much like Arnie, Arky. I can't quite make it out. No, not really. So it's all done. I think our animals should still be very happy. Yeah, but that's about as full as you can get it. We didn't move the eggs. It had 1,500 odd litres earlier. What on earth is happening with that? We did. It's true. We looked earlier. All I've done is gone out of the game, and then brilliant. That's the other field. We've just got. Let's move Imri. It was. Let's put these outside. It's just struggling. And again, I did say this is why we got rid of the 247 horsepower. I'm only going to use it for light tests. The other things I'd like to test it, see if I am right about the nerfing. We had a test. We used to be able to take a 55-ton full of produce of that half. Now it had 44 tons of oats, which are not the densest of things, and it struggled. So I thought, well, you were wrong. The Giants definitely have nerfed horsepower. I did say they would. I bet you any money that the headers are not as they used to be. I bet you any money that little tiny the beginning harvester could handle 12 metre. Oh yeah, look at that. Some weird reflection. I bet you any money that if you use the starting harvester now, I bet you probably can't use the 12 metre header anymore like you could do. Yeah, well, I think we'll take over because it's only, we need to grab it anyway, so fantastic. Yeah, I did notice that even the big tractors are really quite weak now. I don't know what. We're all going to have to use 672 horsepower beasts to do normal tasks. They did a similar thing at the end of FS22, and it really was so annoying because it was totally nerfed. I did use the additional power mod for that. It did some weird things with some of the more powerful lorries. Fantastic. Jobbies are good. So just the stone picking. Yeah, I fixed the collisions on the chicken shed as well. For some reason, when I was tweaking it, I must have moved the collisions and you kept running into it at the neck. So that's fixed. I've done the sheep shed so that I moved the food point out. So I kept tweaking all of them as we sort of find things that need improving slightly. I would like to make a cement factory, a little one. I've got a road factory. I've only got the one basic small one at the minute. I'm going to make a bionic and super. Yeah, I'm trying to do like we had in FS22, where the upgrade model. I'm trying to do it myself because I know sometimes some of the viewers of the channel were saying that they had it go wrong on them a few times, and I had it a couple of times too. It wasn't terribly unstable, but I thought, well, if you just build 2 or 3 different models for your factories, you've got like a low-grade model, quite a good model, and then a really super model. To be honest, you can almost cover all scenarios. The only difference is the price of the equipment in each of the models. They're all the same size, but the equipment inside is capable of much more work than the other sort of types. Fruits in August. plant? No, it's vegetables, which is next March, April, I think. Yeah, we can go 9 now. It's not... It won't catch us out during winter then if we do it now. It's going to go through a couple of months, and then I'm going to probably do the... I love going through the winter. It's sort of shows us what we also need to concentrate on our productions a little bit. So 15.2 minutes. We bought a header now, haven't we? We have. For not actually. Mind you, we could. No, I'm not gonna. Yeah, we'll leave it. I know I could make a few euros on it, but we won't. We'll leave it. So I would imagine the chickens are actually okay. I would imagine we could do a little bit of a run for it. Now then, we don't want to be missing out on the noodle soup. How much eggs have we got in there? Oh, quite a lot. I think we can manage to go. We've got carrots and parsnips, potatoes and red beets. Probably we need to do that soon. The soups. Now, obviously, we're going to sell this ourselves, so we want to check the price because that's going to be the thing that we need to write. So really, I think what we'll do, I'm going to call this a short session. Next session, we're going to get cracking on. Yeah, we'll get the soups done, which is going to be a lot lower than loaded. And thankfully, we have control to do that. So that's going to be useful. Let's just grab the. Telehandler. We'll get everybody ready at least. That way it's not going to be too short. There's another couple of fantastic tools like this. Telehandler tool. I'm still on the out, so we'll get that in the next session. For next session, hopefully. So we'll get that all stacked up, get all the soups out, get them sold. I do like this. Again, I love my chrome. It's I really do like it. It was a weird translucent. I somehow got it's got a bit of translucency, so it's now back to normal. So we get the. If you went that steep, it would tilt like that. It is fairly stable. Yeah, the one thing that was again, I don't know mine. I'm not sure how stable mine is going to be. The TPS was always a bit. I tried to get the wheel not quite central, but it really should come to a point and be fairly decent due to its shape. On staying fairly stable. It'd be interesting to see when you stick bales on this point here or this point here. I think that's when this is going to tip, because it's TPS was similar. What I thought was that you can probably get a bale, a square bale up to that there, which the TPS is more in the middle, which means you've got to sort of guess with your bales where to go with it. So I think if you loaded this from the back, you might be alright. If you go from the front, I think like any where you've only got one wheel, I think it's a bit prone to be a little bit tippy at this point because there's no structure there, whereas the front is going to be fairly safe. But I'm interested to see how this is going to be when I use it as a bale trailer. That'll be the next test for it as well. So it's everybody ready, and how close are we to finishing that field? I think we'll do it. Let's finish this field, and then set the worker on the last field, and then at least it's trundling along. We'll probably have to empty it 2 or 3 times for that bottom field, and that should be that last bit. Yeah, but it's really. I'm trying to do quite a few episodes on this because I've got my Lanier. It's my favourite Let's Play that I'm doing at the minute. I love my Oak City, but I did it at the end of FS25 and I sort of mirrored the same sort of thing. It's really got a good feel to it. I think it feels the best content I've created today. I mean, we all know obviously all the weird glitching that you got to begin with, that's all stopping. Oh, wow, look at that though. Yeah, not catching up. We've still got a lot of that real slowdowns. I don't know if the Giants can actually do much about it. I think they've bitten off a bit more than the chew with the engine, the graphics. I think they've gone a little bit too grand. All of this slowness, it seems to be in almost every aspect of the game. It's sort of like refresh rate and snow rate. All of these things are really slow. If you lower the contours of the land with the lowering tool, it doesn't do it immediately. It's got like a shadow. But yeah, look, you can see it's still drawing it in the distance, and yet we've done that ages ago. It's very, very slow. I don't know what Giants are going to have to do. Because, yeah, again, there you can see that all totally wrong. It is managing this fairly well. I have to say it's a fairly hefty field. Tip these into the production silo, and then we'll set this going, and then I am going to literally say my goodbyes. It will be a short session, but next session there's going to be a lot of loading, and yeah, I'm still determined that apart from that bit of auto loading we did for the harvesting, I thought how much wood we've got on the fields. I thought you're going to be there forever and a day. There's going to be 3 episodes at least of me doing manual loading of the wood. I thought people aren't going to want to see that. I thought if they do understand, it's more about it being pleasing and content, even though it means a bit of a compromise. It was nice also for once to actually do the auto loading. That's what I used to do all the time on FS19. It was my go-to when I couldn't get into the farming. Oh no, one sec, let's go. Right, so then, yeah, I am going to say my goodbyes, and then I'm going to do my catch-up session. So, all that remains to be said is thank you very much for watching. I truly do hope you're going to stick with me on this journey. And I'm going to say, oh, liming. Goodbye for now.